There comes a moment in life when someone who was once close begins to pull away, and you find yourself questioning everything. The warmth in their words fades, the calls become less frequent, and the laughter that once came so easily now feels strained. It's human nature to fill the silence with our own insecurities, to assume we have done something wrong or that we're no longer valued. We replay conversations in our minds, searching for the moment we lost them, desperately trying to understand what changed. But the truth is, distance often says more about where a person is on their own journey than it does about you. People carry battles we cannot see, and sometimes they step back, not because of you, but because of the weight they themselves are carrying. It's hard not to take it personally when someone you care for stops showing up the way they once did. Our hearts are wired for connection, and when that bond feels threatened, it triggers fear and confusion. We long for clarity, for an explanation that makes the discomfort make sense. Yet not everyone is able to articulate why they're pulling away. Some people retreat because they're overwhelmed, others because they're changing, and some because they no longer know how to hold space for the relationship you once shared. In moments like these, you're faced with a choice: chase after the distance or respect it. Chasing often leads to more hurt, as it's an attempt to control what is no longer in your hands. Respecting the distance, however, gives both you and the other person room to breathe, to reflect, and to decide what the next chapter looks like. When people start acting distant, it can be a mirror reflecting our own attachment patterns. Do we rush in to fix things that aren't ours to fix? Do we feel unworthy if someone pulls away? Or can we hold our own ground, trusting that our value doesn't decrease just because someone can't or won't meet us where we are? It takes maturity to realize that not every shift in closeness requires action. Sometimes letting people drift is the most compassionate response, both for them and for yourself. Not everyone who exits your life is meant to stay, and not every relationship is meant to withstand every change. There's a deep strength in allowing space without clinging to what once was. Distance can also reveal the true foundation of a connection. Some bonds remain strong even with miles between hearts, while others crumble the moment consistent effort fades. If someone values you, they will eventually make their way back, not out of obligation, but because the connection matters to them. And if they don't, it's not a reflection of your worth, but a testament to the fact that not all relationships are built to last forever. People come into our lives for different reasons, some to teach us lessons, some to walk beside us for a while, and a precious few to remain no matter what. The most important thing you can do when faced with distance is to return home to yourself. Pour energy into your own growth, your own joy, and your own relationships with those who do show up. People who are meant to stay will stay, and those who drift away create space for others who will truly value what you bring to the table. Sometimes their silence speaks louder than any words they could offer, and in that silence lies your answer. Let go with grace, trust the ebb and flow of connection, and remember that your worth is not defined by who chooses to hold you close or who decides to let go. When someone you care about starts acting distant, it's like watching a familiar landscape fade into the fog. One day, they're laughing with you, texting back in seconds, making plans and sharing their world. The next, there's a quiet shift. Replies become delayed, conversations feel forced, and the warmth you were used to turns into something cool and unfamiliar. You can feel the change before you can name it. It leaves you questioning every interaction, wondering if you did something wrong, if they've lost interest, or if they're silently pulling away. It's natural to take distance personally. Our minds immediately fill in the blanks with self-doubt. Maybe I wasn't enough. Maybe they found someone else. Maybe they just don't care anymore. But often, the reasons for someone's withdrawal have very little to do with us. People are constantly changing, going through battles we never see. They could be overwhelmed, struggling with their own emotions, or reevaluating where they stand in life. Sometimes they need space to figure themselves out, and sometimes they've simply outgrown the connection. Chasing after that distance rarely brings comfort. The more we reach for someone who is pulling away, the more tension we create. It can feel like trying to hold on to water. No matter how tight your grip, it slips through your fingers. Respecting someone's need for distance is not easy, but it's necessary. It allows both of you the room to breathe, reflect, and decide whether the relationship still fits where you both are in life. Holding on too tightly to what's fading can blind you to new opportunities for connection and growth. When faced with emotional distance, it's important to ground yourself in your own worth. You are not less valuable because someone else has chosen to step back. Their silence doesn't erase your importance. The relationships meant to last will endure distance. They will withstand the pauses and pick back up where they left off. Others will quietly dissolve, teaching you that not every bond is built to last forever. Understanding this helps you navigate these shifts with more grace and less pain. Sometimes distance is a natural part of life's seasons. People come into your world for reasons that aren't always clear until much later. Some are meant to stay for a short chapter, bringing lessons you needed to learn. Others are constants, the rare few who weather every storm with you. When someone grows distant, it's not always a judgment of your value, but a reflection of where they are in their own story. Rather than chasing after someone who's pulling away, focus on nurturing the connections that remain steady and fulfilling. Surround yourself with people who match your energy, who show up even when it's inconvenient, and who don't make you question where you stand. Invest your time and heart where you're seen and appreciated. In the end, when someone starts acting distant, let it be what it is, a sign that the dynamic has shifted. You don't need to fight every tide. Some waves are meant to carry people out of your life. Trust that what's meant for you will stay, and what leaves will create space for something better. Let go with grace, take care of your own heart, and remember that distance often reveals the truth that words will not.